If I'm the Indiana Fever, I'm making this call right now. I am making a call to try get Marina Mabrey from the Connecticut Sun. Because there is no chance that Marina Mabrey wants to stay. Absolutely none. And the Connecticut Sun, like, they're going to be not a very good team next year. And the Indiana Fever have one very, very, very interesting signing. Well, trade piece for the Connecticut Sun. If the Connecticut Sun want to keep DeJounte Carrington, if that is their goal, is to keep DeJounte Carrington, rebuild, and the asset they want to keep is DeJounte, because she is a restricted free agent, they can match whatever offer the Sky put in for her. Because they know the Sky will offer something. Other teams will offer something. They can match any offer. There's a trade piece that would really help DeJounte Carrington. And it's the Fever's untradeable asset in Alyssa Smith. You get Alyssa and DeJounte. If you really want to keep DeJounte happy. And Alyssa Smith's the best way to do that. And I know, like, there was talks of maybe Nelson Adoda for an Alyssa Smith trade. And they're the Indiana Fever of cap room. There's not going to be a better bench player in the W than Marina Mabrey. And if you might be saying, oh, Marina Mabrey won't come off the bench. She did for Connecticut. She has proven she is completely willing to come off the bench for a contending team. She's not going to come off the bench for a bad team, but she'll come off the bench for a contending team. Like, if you look at these teams, she would not have started. She didn't start for the Suns. She would not have started for the Aces. She would not have started for the Storm. She might start for this modern version of the Storm. She would not have started for the Fever. I don't know. She probably won't start for the Mercury if she goes there. She wouldn't start for the Dream. She wouldn't start for the Lynx. She wouldn't start for the Liberty. Like, Marina Mabrey is absolutely not, and I repeat, not, like, a starting level player on a contending team. And that's just a fact. That is an absolute fact. Like, I get it. I don't dislike Marina Mabrey as a player. I think Marina Mabrey's pretty decent. I think she's a very decent player. But she is not a starter. And to get her off the bench, if you were the Fever, like, that is a big one. Like, I genuinely think that she could be one of the best bench players in the entire league. If not the best bench player in the league. Like, you've got your starting lineup. And she comes in off the bench for a Kelsey Mitchell. Or with a coach like Stephanie White. And in fairness, Marina Mabrey was a traffic cone on defense when she played for the Sky. Marina Mabrey was solid on defense for Connecticut. If you've got a good coach and a good defensive system, the team still needs a defensive anchor at the 4. And then you've got her off the bench. You're still starting Lexi Hull. And then if you can get some sort of a defensive anchor at the 4, I know it's hard to find that player. If you can find, like, you probably have to look overseas. And they are looking overseas. Like, that player doesn't exist right now in the, with the 2025 WNBA free agents class. Like, Natasha Howard, if Natasha Howard locks in, cool. Yeah. She sucked on defense last year. But, like, if you want to look at the players that really might be able to do a bit of a job on that defensive end, like, Awaku, you're ready, but not ready to start for the WNBA. Griner, no. Mercedes Russell, no. Parker Tyus, no. I think Maisha Hines-Allen could be I know the Indiana Fever aren't looking for Maisha Hines-Allen, but I think Maisha Hines-Allen could be a decent enough pickup if you are the Fever. As far as I'm aware, they have no interest at all in Maisha Hines-Allen. There's no mutual interest there. But yeah, it's an interesting one when it comes to that one. But I think Marina Mabrey being available, if you can get Marina Mabrey for just Alyssa Smith, and I'm not joking, they might do that. They might be desperate enough just to keep DeJounte happy by just signing Alyssa Smith. Look, we're going to, like, the Marina Mabrey contract is on a high contract. It's a 1-year rental. And we have seen, you can get a 1-year rental. You can get Alyssa Thomas and DeWanna Bonner for basically the 12th pick. And you swap Tash Cloud for Ty Harris and a slight upgrade to 1. And I also think the Sun are going to move Tash Cloud. I think she's going to be moved. She is not going to be happy whatsoever playing with this team. So I would say, like, genuinely, it's a really, really interesting one to see what happens. Because I think Natasha Cloud's going to go. I think it's contenders going to look for Natasha Cloud. But when it comes to Marina Mabrey, I don't think a contender is going to look for Marina Mabrey. A big contender. And I think they're going to just want an asset back. I don't see her being a starter. And I'm looking. The Liberty can't afford her. And I'm looking at teams that are contenders. She's going to want to play for a contender. Teams that can afford her. Liberty, no. Aces, no. Storm, no. Mercury, no. Lynx, no. I think the Lynx actually might be able to afford her. But I don't think they trade anything. Maybe Diamond Miller for her. Like the Lynx, yeah, fair enough. You know what? I actually, if I'm the Minnesota Lynx, having her off the bench would be a huge thing. I wouldn't mind that. Because she ran a bit of the one. I liked her seeing her run a bit of the one in the playoffs. So if you're the Lynx, yeah, I think the Lynx should probably also go for Marina Mabrey. But if you're at Indiana Fever and the asking price is Alyssa Smith, I'm doing it. And Alyssa Smith and this year's second round pick. Because that's all you're going to get from Marina Mabrey. You're not getting anything crazy for her. And I think that could be done. I think she's going to be there to cheap. And you're not going to get a free agent. Like, none of the expensive free agents are going to Indiana. Maybe Natasha Howard. Like, that's the only expensive free agent that might go to Indiana. And even if you sign Natasha Howard to a big contract, if you get off Alyssa Smith's contract, I'm pretty sure they still have money to make some moves. They still have money to make moves because Marina Mabrey, I think she's on 200, which is like 50k off the Supermax, which is like almost 50k off what they were going to have to give Satu. So 200 is not a terrible contract. Obviously, with Katie Lou's contract, things become a little bit trickier. But heck, I'd say this is going to be a really nice one. A lot of people are talking about Tash Cloud, but like Tash Cloud is well and truly a point guard. Tash Cloud would not be happy coming off the bench, and Tash Cloud is too good to come off the bench. I don't think Marina Mabrey is too good to come off the bench. She did it last year, and she was a pretty damn good bench player. She was a really good bench player for the Connecticut Sun. And I think that having her as a spark plug off the bench with serviceable defense, not a great defender, a serviceable defender, elite shooter on her day. And I think with how streaky Marina Mabrey is, I think she's better off as a bench role as well. She's also a good passer, high IQ, and could be a really nice player to have and moves really well without the ball. Could be a really nice floor spacer to have off the bench. And like there will be lineups of Kate Martin, or it's not Kate Martin, Kelsey Mitchell and Caitlin Clark on at the same time. And I don't think they're bad lineups. They get cooked defensively, but they're great offensive lineups. So those lineups can work together. And I do hope that Caitlin Clark can get herself down to about 33 minutes per game, up from like 36 plus last year. I want her to be around 32 minutes a game. But yeah, it'll be a really interesting one. I think this is like a move that the Fever actually could make and is a realistic target now, especially that we're seeing the Suns blow it all up.